believe that we started recording right in the middle of 2020 with all of the COVID and lockdowns going on around us, unable to meet up. So like many a young gentleman, we turned to the internet for our entertainment. Tried to find a place where we could meet up and talk about the good, the bad, and that time that Stu saw a pelican on the canal. In order to facilitate our dreams of answering all of the big questions in film, and after a few attempts at recording via other methods to various levels of success, we found Zencastr, a super easy web-based one-stop shop for recording. Log in and you're ready to record in a matter of seconds. It doesn't take a tech genius to get high-quality audio or video. And on top of that, the one time we have had an issue, the fact that the multi-layered backups are stored locally means it's easily fixed all in browser. There are plenty of tools you need when you start podcasting, so let Zencastr take that headache away as it offers a place to record, edit and distribute all from one website. Any lazy bones Jones can pick up and play and have studio quality audio or 4K video put out for the world to see when using Zencastr. Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use our code CAGEFIGHTING and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. We want you to have the same easy experiences we do for all our podcasting and content needs. It's time to share your story. And now, hit the music.
I feel the need for speed.
Hello and welcome to Cage Fighting, Cruise Control. It's your mate man, Andy Gillard here. Hope everybody's keeping well in the world right now.
Hello everyone. He's had 1 week to work this out. It's CFCC. This is what we're calling it now. We don't have to say it's CFCC. Welcome people.
Hi guys. I guess this is my debut as an actual fully fledged member now, so hi.
Where do you stand on the naming, Ash? What should we be calling it? Because I sort of feel like CFCC might be one for like the hardcores, and I don't know if you want to like run before we can walk here.
It makes me sort of think of some sort of like cricket club or something like that. So Cage Fighting Cricket Club. So I might relax on the abbreviations for a little bit.
I mean, it's Burnley Cricket Club, the best of the cricket clubs, though. Coming up.
I'm going to say, is this one of your days out on the fun bus?
Everyone's been to the Burnley Cricket Club. Everyone.
I don't think I've even been to Burnley, let alone the cricket club.
The last time I went, I couldn't get a ticket in the away end, so I got a ticket in the home end. I got a membership at Burnley because it was free. And we parked there, and the local college were handing out free scarves, so I got a free scarf somewhere from Burnley College.
What a strange place.
Yeah, I mean, we walked it when we went the 1 year. We got there early. I think it might have been a cup game actually, and we walked in this place, and it was one of their like because it was in the afternoon. There was no one in, and it was one of their like head pubs, and you still had glass ashtrays on the tables and stuff like this. And I said to Gold, I don't think we should be in here very well. And we was there in full colours as well. Like no one stopped us going in. But as like people started walking in, we were the only ones left, and we were like being surrounded. Like the waters, and I thought, yeah, we need to leave here. So, but we only went in there because the cricket club were open. So, it's on the back of the away end. It shares a wall with the away end.
Christ. It does feel a bit tin pot, but like I suppose Burnley have always been that kind of a club, haven't they? So it sort of makes a bit of sense.
Pie and peas and sugar, great.
Fucking sugar with pie and peas.
There's sugar on the mushy peas up there. Yeah.
That seems like a heart attack waiting to happen. Jesus. Anyway, our Netflix month rumbles on. Top 5 original Netflix films will be the first part of the podcast. Then we're doing the short film review, where we'll be discussing Thorn and the Old Rose of Love from 2022. And then we'll be rounding it all off with another cruise film, 1982's Losin It. So, first off then, let's do our top 5s, 5 to 1, around the table. I'll go first, then I'll pass to you, Stu, and then you, Ash. So, my first one, my number 5 film is The Babysitter from 2017. Netflix, I don't really think does a great deal of horror stuff, or at least if it does, like the only other one I can think of is the Cloverfield Paradox, which was horrific. So when The Babysitter came out, and it ended up being this film that felt like a traditional 80s slasher, I kind of dug it. I thought it was really good fun. The sequel isn't up to a great deal, but the first one I thought was great. It is a film about a nerdy kid discovering that his cool babysitter is actually part of a satanic murder cult, and then it spirals into like blood-splattered, neon-lit survival comedy. It was great. It's a very stylish, self-aware dive into that. Like, it's... Were we talking about things being meta in 2017? I'm not sure we were quite there yet, but it does feel like the babysitter was meta before meta became like the popular word. It stinks of like a cult favourite for me. It just came probably that little bit too late, and because it's Netflix, it may not get that cult following that I think it potentially deserves.
I've never heard of this.
That really surprises me. Samara Weaving. Like, I feel like it was potentially the first thing I saw Samara Weaving in.
Is that Ready or Not?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, what year was Ready or Not? Because that may have come first, and that may have been why I decided to give The Babysitter a chance, thinking about it.
I did look on the a few things, because obviously I wrote down the ones that was on top on my mind, and then I just had a quick look around in case I forgot anything. And there was, as per usual with Netflix, there was so many that I had no idea, I'd never heard of or I'd never seen before. I thought, you look interesting. This wasn't even on any of them lists.
You should put it on there. I think it would be.
Have.
Yeah, it'd be something that you would really enjoy. I'm assuming you've seen it, Ash, because it feels like it'd be your kind of thing.
Do you know what? No, I haven't. I'm just looking at it now. I have no recollection of this whatsoever. I've put it on my list already, but...
Like I said, there is a sequel as well that was out during the pandemic, and it was fine. It wasn't quite as fun. It's still worth a watch, but the first one, I think, is great fun. Stu, you're number 5.
Yeah, you're going from slasher silliness to probably one of the most serious films on there. Officially, we kind of have to call it Spike Lee's The Five Bloods, because everything he does is very serious. You know what you're going to get with this. I think when we talked about this when it came out, I'd only seen like a handful of Spike Lee films. Do the Right Thing, I think I watched the week before this, and then just coincidentally it came out, and I was like, okay, I like that. Let's see what happens. And 30 odd years later in his career, and then you watch something like this that's very serious. There's a bit of bloody humour in there, a little bit, but it's very serious, very emotional topics and stuff like that. And it's, I think, was it even nominated in the end for anything?
It was nominated for. It was nominated. Was it for? Let me just have a quick look. Academy Award nominee, Best Achievement in Music Written for Motion Pictures, Terence Blanchard. So whatever song he made for that, that was the only thing he was nominated for at the Oscars. Clark Peters was nominated at the BAFTAs, though, for Best Supporting Actor. He did get a bit of love, just not most.
I think it was too early in this kind of thing. Like now, if this came out now, it'd be all over the place. You can guarantee. It came out at that kind of time, and with certain subjects being out there. But regardless of that and the racial stuff and whatever, it's just a damn good film. And yeah, it's the aftermath of war and blah, 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 blah. We don't need to go into that again. But it is one of them films that seems to have been forgotten about, sadly. And it really shouldn't have been. Yeah,
I mean, as you know, I'm a big fan of Spike Lee. I think this is one of his weaker films, and it still would have made my top 5 had you have not put it on there. Like, that's how much I like his work, that I just think he's borderline genius. And I loved this. I thought it was a great interplay between the characters. As you say, like, there's an emotional weight to it throughout the film about, brotherhood and camaraderie and stuff like that. It's a really good film. Really good film. 2020 release, which potentially is what scuppered it, because obviously being released during that period of time, things didn't hit quite the same, did they?
No. And you were competing with all the other nonsense in the world as well at the same time, and then you had Tiger King, so that was never going to work.
Yeah, that's it. Ash, have you seen The Five Bloods?
I did a lot. Well, what year was it? What year did it come out? 2020. Yeah, I've seen it a few years ago. Yeah, with Jonathan Majors, and obviously with what happened with him, So
Yeah. And Delroy Lindo, obviously, in there. Like I like Delroy Lindo a lot, and a bit of an outside shot maybe for a bit of Oscar glory this year. I wouldn't be too disappointed at all if that happened.
no.
Next on my list, number 4 is...
Am I not doing one? No.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, sorry. Let me hop and make a note.
Wow.
Go on, Ash.
Nice. Oh, I don't feel like it's that important.
So used to just being me and Stu, it throws you when there's more people here.
Well, mine, it deserves its own place, but I think it's a champion of circumstance, really, because in September of that year, 2022, Disney brought out the live-action remake of Pinocchio, which was an absolute fucking disaster zone abomination. So then 3 months later, when Netflix brought out their version with from Guillermo del Toro, it was absolutely loved. More of a retelling, I'd say, but it's very dark, and obviously the award seasons proved which one was the better one, because I'm pretty sure it swept whatever category it had, because it was for the animation. I think it won everything for animation. Yeah, it was beautiful, but typical Guillermo del Toro. It was dark.
Weird.
I do. Yeah, so I love a bit of Del Toro. It's not a film I ever got round to seeing.
Oh.
Like, I'll probably talk about this next week, but we've said before, the problem with Netflix a lot of the time, if you don't see it immediately, it just falls off the way, because there's just so much more stuff coming through. So it's one that I wanted to, and it's probably still on my list, but I bet it's towards the back end of it now because it's just so far away.
You know what they should do? Like I know you can do it on your phone, but on the telly apps, it's just scrolling one way. Just one way. If you had it tiled, it'd be way better. You'd see more things on there. I don't know why there's no option to actually do that.
That would make more sense. Because, like you say, you're not going to spend fucking hours scrolling through it, are you? You just want something quick. So you're going to go to what's your first 5 rather than your first 50. Thoughts on that one, Stu? You've seen Pinocchio, have you?
Yeah, I loved it. The other one I didn't even bother with. But I didn't play Lies of P either. We had Pinocchio Renaissance in all formats with the game version. But yeah, this was... I don't know why we never mentioned it when we were talking about animation before, the way with the Spider-Verse stuff that kind of moved it on again, because Pinocchio, while not groundbreaking, it is a little different as well. It has got a look all of its own, even that it looks very Del Toro, which is, I guess, the whole point. But yeah, wonderful film.
Super.
It won. It won the Academy Award. It won the BAFTA. It won the Golden Globe. Yeah, cleaned up.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I was looking at the list there. Yeah, it had an incredible run through that award season. Like, if you'd have told me that Disney had done a quote-unquote live-action version, I don't think I'd have believed you, because I kind of feel like with Disney, the stuff is just... It's become such dirge, all of these live-action remakes. So the fact that someone like Del Toro managed to do something in that world, admittedly it's not Disney, but it's a character that is probably more renowned with Disney than it is anyone else. It's good to see that there are still creatives out there who can do something special with these things, and it's not just going to be straight retellings of nonsense. Number 4 for me then, El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie, direct continuation of the Breaking Bad TV series. This actually gives us an ending for Jesse, like an actual definitive ending. Obviously the ending of the TV show is that, spoilers, it's fucking 10 years old at this point, so probably even more than that. The end of that show is that he drives away. We don't know what happens next. Maybe he gets caught by the cops. Maybe things go awry. We just don't know. So this actually gives him an ending, and it's like, it gives him agency in a way that his escape didn't give him agency. Like he gets to make decisions about his future and how things are going to work out for him. whereas he was just like a victim of circumstance almost in the TV show. And I think Jesse deserved better. As much as I love Breaking Bad, I think it's magnificent. I like that this addendum came along and gave us the extra that I think his character truly deserved. I thought it was like an emotional closure to Jesse's story without like rewriting things. Like, they didn't retcon things. They just gave us this character-driven film that gave us an ending for him, and I thought it was fantastic. I think it was something that the fans had been clamouring for, and it's not very often that we get these things come along and give us what we want in a way that we want it. So, I really enjoyed El Camino.
Yeah, the only reason I didn't put it on my list was because of it needs Breaking Bad to understand what was going on, obviously.
It's fair.
Yeah. But that's literally the only reason. I didn't have much hope for it. Though, well, this is very obviously a lazy cash-in because it's everything's old, it's new again. And obviously you have to kind of leave your mind at the door a little bit because of the age gap and the size of some of them.
The Jesse Plemons of it all is awkward. Yeah.
Which is weird considering it's gone the other way now.
Yeah.
But yeah, wonderful film. Really, I think the fact that they do come back to it after so many years and it's exactly the same, it speaks volumes about everyone involved in that show.
Yeah, absolutely. Ash, in all the years I've known you, I don't even know if you've ever seen Breaking Bad.
I've never watched a minute. I don't know how. It's just one of the ones that's just passed me by. I've never watched a minute. I've always meant to, but it's fell by the wayside. I've always meant to get round to it, but I've just never got to it. One of these days I probably will, but now you've got this, you've got Breaking Bad, you've got Better Call Saul, you've got this film. It's like, where do you, like, I know where you start, but like, it's dedicating that time, isn't it?
Yeah, I get that. I think Breaking Bad will probably go down as like, as Matt always says about like the god tier of TV. I think this 95% of Game of Thrones, The Wire, Mad Men, like it'll go down in that echelon of just amazing television. I'm kind of amazed that you haven't seen it, but you are right. Like it's finding that time to dedicate to watching something that big can be tricky.
How many seasons was it?
5,
I think. Yeah, I think it's 10 episodes. Was it?
Yeah, but season 1's only 6.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to just bottle it up and just go for it.
Yeah, and season 1 and the first half or 2 are the slowest thing you'll ever see. So you have to kind of power through, knowing that the end goal is actually really worth it in the end. Because I remember watching it on Channel 5 in the middle of the night. And what the hell is this? And I never watched Malcolm in there, so I had no idea who Bryan Cranston was. And so what is this? This is bizarre. And then you hear about it and you watch it again, and okay, I'll get it now. So I've been there from the start for that one. That was inadvertently from the start. It's just because it was on and it had been mentioned on radio. But yeah, see, you look at season 1 compared to season 5, and it's you can obviously see where it came from, but it's so much better.
It's got some of my favourite TV episodes of TV I've ever seen, like Half Measure and Full Measure, I think it is. Just fucking phenomenal TV.
I keep hearing about some episode about a fly or something. Is it a fly or something like that?
Yeah, it's brilliant. Like, that's where my love of Giancarlo Esposito came from, because he's just wonderful in that show. I always love a good villain anyway, but he's chewing the scenery like nobody's business.
He does feature very heavily in Better Call Saul as well. Giancarlo, obviously.
Yeah. Number 4, Stu.
Tick, tick, boom. Again, as people know, we love Andrew Garfield on this show. And not having any idea about Rent at all, I went into this thinking, he's singing and dancing, this will be funny. So going in with a completely blank slate and being quite blown away with how good he was in this. And having, he's not just Spider-Man, he can actually do something else. And it came along at the same kind of time where, we've talked about Glee many times and how much we love Glee, and the whole musical thing was back. But this was something else. It's a meta beyond meta, and you're going into something that's I don't think would have been made by anyone else at this time. It's a bit of a reach. Obviously, it probably didn't cost that much to make, really. But for the 6 months after watching it, the songs were all in my head, and that is always a good sign for something like this. Yeah, a musical about making a musical. Brilliant idea.
I think you're right. I don't think there are many other studios that would have given this a chance. Lin-Manuel Miranda wasn't Hamilton at this point to the wider world. So obviously him being the director on this film, he doesn't quite have the cachet, I think, at that point in his career that is afforded probably only a few months later, in fairness. Like, I feel like Hamilton then became a bit wider outside of like Broadway and the West End. So he's not far off it, but he's not quite there yet. Weirdly, I saw a TikTok yesterday when Lin-Manuel was talking about, he was talking to his barber, who was also Andrew Garfield's barber, and he asked him, "Oh, I'm thinking about Andrew Garfield for this role. Do you know if he can sing?" And his barber said, "Oh, yeah, he's got a voice like an angel." And then his barber called up Andrew Garfield and said, "I've just lied to Lin-Manuel Miranda. Can you actually sing?" And he then went and trained for 6 months to be able to do this performance. So I think that's just a wonderful story, and it's a wonderful film.
But he actually can sing, though.
And he can sing like... Is it Jonathan Larson? Is that the character?
Yeah.
The one it's Jonathan Larson, isn't it? Yeah. Like, he actually sounds a little bit like him. He does such a great job of bringing that to life.
Is that like Pierce Brosnan trying to sing?
No, it's not. Ash, I feel like this may not be your film.
No, I know, I enjoyed it. My TikTok algorithm's currently replaying I can't remember which song it is. It's the one with him and Vanessa Hudgens, and they're sitting in the chairs.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love that.
That's currently going through my algorithm quite now. No, I enjoyed it. I say, I'm in the I kneel at the altar of Garfield as well. So that was the selling point. To be fair, I enjoyed it.
Excellent. That was up for 3 noms as well at the Oscars. I think it was up for nominee for performance of a leading actor. It was nominated for Best Achievement in Editing, and it was also nominated for the Fan Favourite Award. Throughout the awards thing, like, I think there's like, looking through it, there's about 40, 50 odd nominations. It was a hit critically and also commercially, from what I can tell. It did very well with the general public. Ash, your number 4?
Probably on this podcast, probably going to be the most controversial entry. It's Frankenstein, because because Stu hasn't seen it and you didn't enjoy it. So, but again, it probably it had the advantage that I went and watched it on the big screen. So I think that lent itself more in my favour. But it's another Guillermo del Toro. It's like, I like the guy. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. Elordi was brilliant. I liked the way I liked how gothic and grim it was. It looked. I like Oscar Isaac, and Christoph Waltz plays a bit of a dickhead quite nicely as well. So it was I just enjoyed. I thought it was a nice retelling of the story, and with all the sort of the side characters, with your Charles Dance, David Bradley was in it, Ralph Ineson. Like, I just thought it just worked nicely for me.
So Ralph Ineson's in it, and Andy doesn't like it.
It's not that I didn't like it; it's that it just didn't quite hit. Like, I'm 100% sure that I'm wrong, and this is a very good film. But it was just fine, I thought. I think I wanted a bit more, and I think I said at the time it felt a bit too Netflixy. It was almost like, the colours and stuff, when they make it look like it's almost a CW teen show. The colours were just a little bit too bright, and I kind of wanted it to be a bit more drab. Because obviously it's a gothic piece, so it just makes sense for it to not be bright. So, but I'm 100% sure that I'm incorrect on this, and this is actually a very good film. It just didn't hit me in the way that I think I wanted it to. But like, you are right, it's a fucking tremendous cast. Mia Goth being in it as well, she's fantastic. I just wanted a little bit more personally. I do wonder if seeing it at the cinema would have made the difference, though.
Did you link it at all with Dracula? Because I kind of did a little bit, because they're sort of in the same mild universe. Because obviously that was at the start of the year, wasn't it, I think? What was it called?
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu. That's the one.
I think Nosferatu felt darker. That was more of what I wanted.
Yeah, that's what I'm sort of thinking, because obviously they came out in the same year and they're linked in a way, aren't they? So when you've got the two together...
Gothic novels of substance. Yeah, I definitely preferred Nosferatu.
Because we've got Werewolf this year, haven't we, as well?
Yes. Like, early reviews have not been kind, if I remember correctly, with that one. No. But will remains to be seen. It's back to me. Yeah, okay. Number 3, then, is The Power of the Dog. Like a tense psychological western. It's about a domineering rancher who his brother brings home a wife and her son who's like, they're playing with sort of ideas of autism almost, I feel, with the younger son in this, that make it quite unsettling in parts. And originally this was just a film that I stuck on because it was one of the films that was nominated for the Oscar that year. So I was like, okay, I'm going to have to watch it. It felt like it was going to be background noise. And I thought, I'll stick it on while I'm cooking. And then, like, I was burning the food because I couldn't take my eyes off the screen. I just found it such an absorbing watch. Like, I was just immediately sucked into this world. And it was fantastic. The performances throughout were brilliant in it. Cumberbatch was just... He was just fucking horrible, to be perfectly honest. His character was such a nasty bastard that he was... Like, you wanted his comeuppance, but then you see this other side, you see the growth of the character throughout. Like, it's such a slow-burning masterpiece of a movie. I'd say of the films on my list, it's 100% like the best shot of all of the movies. It is absolutely gorgeous. Jane Campion, who was the director, she won the Best Director at the Oscar that year, which is kind of... I always find it weird when Best Director don't win Best Picture. Because surely if you're the best director, like that for me, the best directed one is the actual best picture. Because you can't be the best director and not make the best picture. That doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, I thought it was a masterpiece in a way that I absolutely wasn't expecting. And it just blew me away. I thought it was incredible. Have either of you seen that one?
I had zero interest in it whatsoever.
Neither did I initially.
I looked at it and I knew when it was nominated, and I looked at it, I thought, it's the most André Gillard thing ever. I'm not going to like this. It'll piss me off. I'm not going to watch it. And I know full well what would happen if I did, and it would exactly have that same kind of response. That these kind of slow things, I have to be in a very specific kind of mood to appreciate something like that. The vast majority of the time, that's not what I'm looking for. But I know it seems too film schooly for me.
I don't think it is. Like, it definitely seems it, because I had this same thoughts going into it. Like, it was just a case of, I need to just check it off my list. But I don't think it's quite what you think it's going to be. But it's brilliant. Ash, have you seen it?
I have. Yeah, I was always going to watch it because Sherlock was in it. Mm-hmm. And he's always going to be Sherlock. He's not Doctor Strange. And I quite like the kid. What's the kid's name? Schmidt McPhee. Yeah. I've quite liked him since the remake of the horror. It wasn't Let the Right One In, was it? Let the Right One In was the original. Let Me In is the remake. Yeah. So yeah, I quite enjoyed it. To be fair, it was a good little film. But again, like, it wasn't one that I sat down intently watching. It was put it on and yeah.
Super. Stu, number 3.
As if we couldn't talk about it enough. K-pop Demon Hunters. Worldwide phenomenon that it is. I accidentally listened to the soundtrack again earlier. When I was walking.
Accidentally.
I didn't mean to. This is what YouTube Music pushed to me today. Golden specifically, and then he went from there. I just love it. It's everything that I should hate about everything. But for some reason, this one clicked. We've talked about it enough that people get mad. Me talking about it again. It's just fun, and it was on Corridor Crew last week. The one of the animators on there, and then the other director talking about where they came up with the inspiration, and it was quite fascinating watching behind the scenes animated stuff. So I don't think I've seen much of that before. But yeah, it's just a feel good film for me that it is moving into put it on in the background kind of thing now, where I don't get sick of the songs, but it's just fun. It deserves to be there because it's infiltrated my mind and my soul.
Ash, K-pop Demon Hunters?
No, don't know. Sorry, I'd pass. I haven't got a clue.
It's like, it looks fantastic. It's the Spider-Verse style animation, which I'm a big fan of. The subject matter just doesn't grab me, I think, and that's why I wasn't that particularly invested in it. It's, let's see, I haven't seen Arco. Oh, actually, I haven't seen most of these films. So Arco, Elio, K-pop Demon Hunters, Little Amelie, or the character of Rain, and Zootopia 2 were up for animated feature films. I've only seen 2. I did really I enjoyed Elio more than I enjoyed K-pop, to be fair. But I kind of feel like the momentum's behind K-pop Demon Hunters. I will be pissed off if that wins the best song, though, because that's got to go to Sinners.
It's going to. You know it's going to.
We'll see. Ash, number 3.
I'm a little bit surprised that this isn't in anyone else's list, but I went with Hustle.
I haven't even seen it. When you put it in your list, I had to check what it was because I have absolutely no recollection of this one.
Oh, well, it was on the back heels of Adam Sandler actually trying to be a decent actor for a change. It was a surprisingly good movie. I don't really have a lot of interest in the subject matter of basketball, so it might be a good one for you. Mm-hmm. I know you're more into the basketball. Just about a down on his luck basketball scout goes to Spain and he finds this prodigy, and it's how he thingies him, helps him out, and leads him along the way. It's actually a decent movie.
I mean, looking at it, it's got 94% positive reviews from critics on Rotten Tomatoes. IMDb's a 7.3. It's got really solid reviews. And I think when Adam Sandler does drama, he's so much better than I think you assume he's going to be. Yeah. So it does sound up my street. And I'm kind of annoyed that, as I say, I didn't even know this film existed until seeing it on your list. You are right. It sounds very much up my street.
Yeah.
She looks equally confused. Is this new to you as well?
Never even heard of it.
It's the Netflix nowadays version of Goal for basketball. Guy goes to a foreign country and finds a guy playing a little local drop-in game of basketball and brings him over to America.
I'm guessing this must be like one of the films, because I know like Sandler signed that massive deal with Netflix, didn't he? So I'm assuming it must be one of the ones that's part of that. And I think most of the ones that he's done with Netflix have been absolutely horrendous. So I've just not generally just tried to avoid anything with Sandler.
So if it's a sports film with Robert Duvall, is he got a Scottish accent?
Incredible.
Sandler loves his basketball, though, doesn't he? You always see
he does.
You see these stories of him just coming in, playing a little drop-in game with the fucking locals.
Do you see him on Sunday, the Super Bowl, all the controversy behind it?
Wasn't he wearing a hat with both teams on?
Yeah, and it was the Super Bowl. It was the official Super Bowl hat that he had on. I wouldn't have worn it personally, but he's obviously there repping the league because of his adverts and stuff as well. And he had one side of the brow was Seahawks and the other was Patriots. And being a quite famous Jets sufferer, he's the usual people were getting quite angry on the old Jets forums. And I was like, calm down. And he's obviously not wearing a Patriots hat, is he? And lo
He's
and
wearing a
behold,
Super Bowl hat, isn't he? Not a team hat, yeah.
Yeah.
he did do a little clip for his Instagram where he was being followed by league people. Then he was like, go Jets. Yes, there you are. Closest we're going to get.
Yeah, I think it probably is. Speaking of trying to avoid Adam Sandler films, the one I definitely wouldn't is my number 2, Uncut Gems. I think we've spoke about that film as much as any other on this podcast. I think it's just... If you want to have a heart attack, give that a watch because it is the most tense film ever. Like, your pulse certainly starts racing watching it. It is an absolute triumph of a movie. I like the Safdies. I think they're probably at their best when they're together. Like Good Times, I think he's up there as one of the best films. And that's another one that gets the heart racing. But Uncut Gems took it to the next level. I know there's things going on with them and why they're not working together. And the 2 films that they've both produced since, so we've had Dwayne Johnson's MMA one and we've had Marty Supreme. They're both good. I kind of feel like the Safdies probably do work better when they're together, though. And this is another one. And I almost feel that with Adam Sandler, as I said before, his drama work is so much better than you give it credit for. He's almost playing a comedic character in this, and I think that's what works so well when the situation he's in is so tense, and you've got him playing just an absolute schmuck of a human being, that it works out quite well. You've got that juxtaposition. It's just the anxiety levels are absolutely through the roof. It is relentless, and it is raw. And again, some of the camera work and just like the technical side of things in this film, you could put it next to absolutely anything. The fact that it got no love from the big 3 awards is a bit of a crime because it definitely deserved at least a nomination, but it didn't even get anything. It's quite sad, really, because it's wonderful and probably a career best, personally, for Sandler.
Yeah. Well, I didn't put it in mind because you and Matt bullied me into watching it. I thought it's not fair for me then to, after years of just not watching it, just to claim it as my own. So, yeah, you were both right all along.
Number 2 then, Stu.
It was a film that, for when it came out, I gave Film of the Year to, The Trial of the Chicago 7. And we talked about Adam Sandler's best role. I mean, this was possibly Sacha Baron Cohen's best acting performance. Not pissing about performance. And we all love a courtroom drama. But this was very, very, very well made. And it was one of them things where, considering it's so simple, you couldn't take my eyes off it. It was just stunning from start to finish. He's got no right looking as good as it does. And there was just something about it, and it stuck with me for weeks on end afterwards. And so many people actually watch it, listen to me for a change, and rightfully so. When it comes to things like this, exceptional film.
Completely agree. I remember how much you loved it. I was a little bit surprised, really. I like Aaron Sorkin as a writer more so than a director, but I know he did both in this, and I think this might be his best directing work. As a writer, I think he's brilliant, but his directing just can be a little bit skew-iff. He did a tremendous job. I remember the first time I saw the image of Sacha Baron Cohen in this with the big mop-top, Sideshow Bob-esque hairdo, and I thought, oh God, what the fuck is this going to be? And I was like quite nicely surprised at how tremendous a film it was. It was 6 nominations at the Oscars. It was up for picture. It was up for supporting actor for Sacha Baron, original screenplay, achievement in editing, achievement in cinematography, and music written for a motion picture. It was an absolute tremendous film with a hell of a cast. Like, I know we talk a lot about how much we like Garfield. Eddie Redmayne should be up there as well. I feel like those two are almost peas in a pod.
Mm.
Ash, have you seen this one?
Yes, because I was worried because Sacha Baron Cohen was playing it straight for a change. Has he had a fall or something? Like, No, it was very, very well. Obviously, it's very good because it's high up on the list, and it got nominated for all those awards. But yeah, you're right. Eddie Redmayne, he's already won a Best Actor, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
For was it Hawking? Was it Stephen Hawking?
I think it was, and if I remember correctly, did he get nominated for Les Mis and The Danish Girl as well?
Yeah, I think so. We'll just avoid the Fantastic Beasts bit, but
Never seen them. What's your number 2, Ash?
I do declare. I've put them all into one because I couldn't really thingy them. I don't know if that was allowed, but I cheated, so I've put it as just the general thing of Knives Out is in the IP. I think they've just been a revelation of sort of the bring back of this sort of murder mystery genre. It's about as close to getting Clue as we're going to get, isn't it, really? Daniel Craig just hamming it up, seeming like he's loving every minute of it with the most ridiculous accent going, and then seemingly just getting this bonkers supporting cast for 3 films in a row. It's just been a barrel of fun every time, and obviously each one's been better or worse, however you like it, but every single one of them's been watchable, nigh enjoyable for all 3. So
can't argue with that. Like, personally, I think 1 and 2 are great and 3's good. But we were talking about like 5-star, 4.5, and 4 stars. It's like there's barely anything between them. They're all very good films that I've really enjoyed throughout. The casts have been fantastic. The stories have been engaging as well. Like there's no point where I'm thinking, oh, this is boring. It keeps up at a very good pace. I think they're great films. And the only problem I have is the rewatchability of them. I almost feel like I need to leave it 3 or 4 years before going back, just so I can hopefully forget something about it. Because I don't really want it spoiling. But then again, I've watched that first one probably 3 or 4 times since it's been released, because I think it's brilliant. Yeah, and it's Ana de Armas, so
I'm gonna come to that. I mean, obviously, I've got the advantage of having a broken head, but because I haven't watched the third one yet. So watching the second one again for the first time since it came out is going to be quite intriguing to see if I actually remember anything. So I was going to do that this week, and then things happen as usual. But yeah, I totally agree. The first, judging on the first 2, they were in my list originally. I just cut it out because of that reason. I couldn't choose between the 2 of them.
Fair. So that's all of our number 2s. Ash, have you got any honourable mentions?
For the lols and the trolls, it's not a good movie, so that's why it's not in my top 5. But for purely like nostalgia reasons, I had Happy Gilmore too. It's a terrible movie, and I know it is, but the nostalgia hit is a hell of a drug.
That's fair. It wasn't quite as shit as I thought it was going to be. Like, it's not good, but it wasn't shit. So it's a small win.
It's so golf as well. They're getting everyone in there that I had no idea who any of them were. But then, well, obviously, other than Mr. Taylor Swift, is in that very strange role cameo. But yeah, it was fun. I liked it.
Stu, have you got any honourable mentions?
Oh, have I ever? I think The Irishman, I think everyone just agrees it's a bit too long.
Yeah. I've got that on my honourable mentions as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Bird Box seemed to have come and gone straight away. Even though I thought it was quite new and different and something we hadn't, obviously on the back of Quiet Place and stuff like that. But it'd be against me, wouldn't it, if I didn't mention the perfect Netflix film that is Red Notice. And this is the kind of what we said at the time when we don't get these anymore. No, we get them every week. And you have Wrecking Crew on Prime, and they're all the shit 80s, 90s buddy comedy film is back with a vengeance. Am I sick of it yet? No. But the things I read notice, and I looked at the sheer amount of like the watch numbers of Netflix films, that's still up there in the top 5. Red Notice.
Jesus.
Ticks all boxes. Same thing as like Carry On, which is basically just Die Hard. But it was really good fun.
I didn't mind Carry On. I thought Carry On was decent.
Yeah. It's really good fun. It looks a bit dodgy in parts, and yet that fight on the freeway in the car where it's the camera spinning around, never seen anything like that before. Probably since The Matrix. Last time I saw anything like that. Then you look at the breakdown and you think, what, really? And it really makes it even more compelling. You should watch Carry On, Andy. It's great.
I've no idea what it is. This is the first I've ever heard of it. Carry On.
It came out Christmas, didn't it, I think?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I remember it now. Yes, the Taron Egerton film. I remember you mentioning it now, Stu. I just completely forgot the name of it. Yeah, like I said, I had Irishman on. It's really good. It's a great story. The only issue I have is like when they do like the facial reconstructions of Pesci and De Niro and Pacino to make them look 60 years younger. The problem is they still walk like a fucking 70, 80-year-old man. Like they're clearly not who they're supposed to be. So it's a little bit hokey in those terms. It's still a very good film. It's still a very good performance from Stephen Graham being in there as well.
Obviously.
And like, Scorsese's always going to be up there when it comes to things. It's one of his weaker films, and at 3 hours, it probably is too long for what it needs to be. But it's a good film. It's no Flowers, Killer of the Flower Moon like that. That's a fucking work of art. But it's a good film nonetheless. Dolomite Is My Name, which was Eddie Murphy. Like, I've got a real love-hate relationship with Eddie Murphy. When you look at his 80s and very early 90s stuff, Coming to America and Beverly Hills Cop, like those films are just era-defining brilliance. And then we went through most of the rest of the 90s and noughties and 10s with just shit from him. Like, he was just completely ignorable. And Dolomite Is My Name came along and ended up just being this absolutely brilliant coming back to prominence. And sadly, I feel like he's kind of struggled to follow up with that. I didn't see... Was it called Axel F, the Beverly Hills Cop 4 that he did?
Yeah.
Because that got pretty negative reviews. I did watch Coming to America, because obviously he was in it. I love the original, and Tracy Morgan's in it, who I also love, and that was shit. And he just struggled to follow it up. But Dolomite Is My Name is really, definitely worth a watch. It was a very good film. So those are my only two that I'd got for this. So number ones then. My number one is Marriage Story. It's about a couple who are navigating their messy divorce, trying to stay connected as co-parents whilst they just fucking, or at least he hates her guts at this point in their life. Noah Baumbach wrote it. He's a writer that I really like, and he's someone who I think directs really well. I feel like him and, oh God, what's her name? The director of Barbie. I think they work really well together because obviously they now work writing together and stuff like that, and I think they work brilliantly. I don't know if she had any input on this, but it kind of feels like the characters felt so earthed and grounded that I wouldn't be surprised if she was there, because she's got such a good handle on characters too. It was really emotionally honest and raw, but it wasn't cynical. And I will go to the grave saying that Adam Driver should have won the Oscar for Best Actor that year. Actually, who did win it that year? Because I'm sure it was someone who annoyed me. Where is it? Right, Marriage Story. Have you seen Marriage Story, Ash?
With what's her face? I've seen
Johansson.
I've seen a little bit of it, and then I've seen the memes more than anything else. They're more memorable. I need to give it an actual sit down watch.
Stu, have you seen it?
No. Same reason as I said before. It very much looked quite sad, and
It is, yeah.
Yeah, and there's no. I've been around people who are getting divorced. I don't need another fictional version to watch. You just get down the Ashton and watch that for free.
Reasonable.
But yeah, I'm not doubting its quality because of the people involved. Yeah, Not for me, Clive, not this time.
He lost the Oscar to Joaquin Phoenix for Joker, which I maintain isn't Joaquin Phoenix's best performance. Like, he's fine in it, don't get me wrong. I'd even go saying he's good, but he's got much better films than that out there. So I remember that annoyed me. That was the one. That was the year that Parasite won, which feels like a lifetime ago at this point.
You weren't only mad because he didn't say Dance with the Devil in the Pale Moonlight.
Oh, God. I'd have fucking slit my wrist in that cinema if he'd have said that. Horrendous. Was that the first film we saw together, Stu? I feel like it may have been.
Possibly. Or was it... What year was that? 2019?
19.
Yeah, because...
Last Christmas.
Last Christmas was after COVID, wasn't it? So... It's got every
Last
chance
Christmas was 2019 as well. But obviously that would have been later in the year.
Yeah.
So yeah, it must have been Joker.
I don't remember watching Joker on my own. So yeah, probably.
There was three of us. Was it Goldie? It may have even been your brother, actually, thinking about it. But yeah, there's three of us there. Yeah. Yeah, right. Your number one, Stu?
I mean, when we said Netflix films, this is an adaptation. Well, he's put fucking Frankenstein in, so that gets to this. All Quiet on the Western Front. The best version of this film, and there's three of them now. The fact that it's in German as well, and it's about a German soldier and the shitness of war.
It's my number one as well.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Oh, well, there we are. Don't need to edit this, just there we are.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Sorry.
It's all right.
I'd seen the original. Well, I'd seen the first remake, years and years ago with my granddad. So then I went back and found the original one. Didn't like it really, but this one I thought, yeah, you don't get it from that point of view very often. Especially not. I mean, you might in Germany, but not here. And for it to be as harsh and hardcore as it was. Stunning stuff. Ash has got number one as well, so there we are. We beat you, Andy. Carry on.
It was warfare before warfare was warfare.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it's fucking grim. It's brilliant. Just there's nothing. There's nothing nice about it. It's horrible, miserable, just sad. I loved it.
It's the bits where they're just talking in the trenches and then they just go.
Yeah. Even down, thinking about warfare, even down to the start of the film, they're all cheerful and happy because they've been enlisted and they're in the school and they're going happily. There's the four friends, the four little in-betweener friends, and then the first night, one of them just gets fucking boom, gone. It's like, oh, we're in for a fun ride here.
Where does it stack compared to like the original? I've never seen the original. So I've not seen either of them, but
I like it better than the original. Original is really old now, so I just don't think it holds up very much. All Quiet on the Western Front. So the first one and the 79 one, I'd seen that one. 1930, the original, which is World War One, obviously, which seems very, very harsh and very recent to be built and bringing something like that out. It's very, very dated, of course, but that's probably why. But the 70s, I like the 70s one. That's the one I'd seen with my granddad. Obviously, he had his tons of and World War Two and World War One on DVD. But they weren't box sets, so they were like photo frames, like size things with the DVDs all across them. I think this is one of the best war films ever, let alone comparing it to the other ones. It's just, it captures the what you'd imagine the realities of war actually is, rather than choppers and air metal and stuff like that. No, death and mud.
So much mud.
It's kind of weird thinking about it that the very first one was 1930, isn't it? Like that definitely feels too close for comfort. And obviously, it's about to go sideways again very shortly afterwards.
So World Trade Center.
Like, it does definitely feels too close to what's going on. That's interesting. Right, that's our top fives done then. We'll be doing our short film review of Oak, Thorn and the Old Rose of Love in just a moment. So, it's another short film that we've watched. Ash, this is the first time you'll be joining us for this. I'm hoping you know the rules. It's a 60-second review of the film. The reason that I picked this film was because the film that we're watching after, the Tom Cruise film, Jackie Earle Haley is in that and he's in this, and I just thought it's a tenuous link that they're both in this movie. They're both in both of these films, so maybe it's worth a watch. What was the description? Let me just find it. Oak, Thorn, and there we go. Oh, it doesn't even have one. So it is a film directed by David Lowery, who, Stu, you will definitely know as the director of The Green Knight, which I know is one that you particularly loved. Yeah, I could just sense the glaring as I said that. He's in a couple of episodes of Skeleton Crew. He did the Peter Pan and Wendy film from a couple of years ago. He's done bits and bobs. I really liked Ghost Story. I thought that was a very good film. So yeah, this is the one by him. Jackie Earle Haley's in it. It's also starring Sylvia Hoeks, I believe the name is pronounced. It's a cast of 4 people. There's not many in it. 60 seconds. Let me get my stopwatch ready. And Stu, you can go first and you'll show Ash how it's done. And then Ash, I'll come to you. All right. Stu, tell me when you want to go.
Go.
Okay.
So this is 2 weirdos in some kind of cave with a hole in the middle of it with a sky above. And one of them is bald and has got a beard and he's messing with the quill. And I thought this is the reason why we're watching this. It's very peculiar, who's going to backstab who. But you have to turn the sound up to like 500 because it's all whispering. It's whispering and ink. And I thought, this is going to be enjoyable. And it kind of was. It kind of surprised me at the same time. And it looked really, really good for what it is. It's only 20 minutes long. But yeah, something strange that I haven't really seen before. It's almost like Pan's Labyrinth in English, in a way. But yeah, weird film. Not like the other ones we've watched. Is it a glimpse at Andy's future? Quite possibly.
Super. That was all within a minute. Well done. Ash, tell me when you're ready to go.
Hang on.
Okay.
Right, yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I was confused as when I got given the link and I started watching this movie because I watched 2 weirdo people telling a bold guy simping over a random girl. But then he started to tattoo her with blood and ink and she decided I'm now a witch. And it looked lovely. But compared to the lovely cartoon that you watched last week, I thought I was I was being trolled. I understand that Jackie Earle Haley can do these roles very well, and he did this role very well, but I kind of didn't get it, apart from the fact it was a spooky witch lady. But with that director, just go and watch the Green Knight.
Bang on a minute. Well done. Right, okay, my turn. This was more interesting than it was absorbing, especially compared to what we've seen in the last few weeks. I still think this is another story about love, same as those, but it's told with poetry rather than prose. It's a tale about how love transforms, but not always symmetrically. It can be toxic or it can be empowering. It can take everything from you, and it can also give you life. The film also plays with the balance of existence. Like, the magician is an allegory for humankind, full of hopes, fears, and desires, whereas the lady in the lake, she represents nature, vast, indifferent, and ultimately the force that exploits humanity, even as humanity is what gives it meaning. Humanity is finite, nature is infinite. Like, it's the imbalance that is eternal there. It's not really my kind of film, but the visuals are striking, the performances are on point. I wouldn't recommend seeking it out, but I'm not unhappy having seen it. I think we're doing quite well with this. Like, we're getting to the point where we're nailing the 60-second reviews. I feel quite guilty for making this the first one that you've seen, Ash, to be honest.
At least it was only 20 minutes.
I was swearing because I watched the other one the day before, and I was like, "Oh,
Lost
this
and
is really
Found.
good." Yeah, I really enjoyed that, and then this was just like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
That David made Tara watch that as well. She didn't seek it out because we'd mentioned it.
Oh, Lost and Found. So they just found it apropos of ourselves.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's so weird when shit like that happens, isn't it? Next week, the short film we'll be watching is Gregory Go Boom from 2013. It's available on YouTube, directed by Janisa Bravo. She did the wonderful and underseen Zola with Carmen Domingo in. This Gregory Go Boom stars Michael Cera, Brett Gelman, Sarah Burns even. Gregory Go Boom is a comedy drama available on YouTube, described as the story of a young paraplegic man who leaves home to be on his own. It's Michael Cera, so like I'm expecting it to be more comedy than drama, but I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. But yeah, the link to Old Oaks. Sorry, what is it? What's this fucking film we watched? The link to Oak Thorn and the Old Rose of Love is going to be in the description of the episode. So if you want to check that out, you can do. The link for the other one will be in the description of next week's episode. We'll be taking a quick break, and then we'll be coming back to talk about Tom Cruise in 1982's Losin It. It's only going to be me and Stu doing this week, isn't it, Ash? So I hope you have a good one, matey. Hopefully catch you next week.
See you later, guys.
Thanks for joining us for the final part of the pod, where we will be discussing Tom Cruise in Losin It. I've never heard of this one before, Stu. Completely new ground to me, this one.
Yeah, same. And when it started and you had the theme tune in a perfect 80s way, singing its own name, but yes, here we go.
Yeah, I thought exactly the same. And to be fair, like it ends with a food fight. I was like, this is the most 80s thing I think we've ever watched at this point. Absolutely ridiculousness. Like, it's just a proper teen sex comedy from that period of time. It hits all of the tropes that you expect to see in these kind of films. It was nothing new. I think we'd had films before, and we've certainly had films since. It felt a little bit unoriginal, I thought. What were your feelings?
It's not Porky's, is it?
No.
And in a world where, I mean, when was Porky's? Must have been before this.
I feel like it was mid to late 70s. Let's have a quick Google. Porky, 81. So, I mean, it's still before this, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I just kept thinking of Porky's like the whole way through. And Porky's is a better film than this. But saying that, it is funny. And there's stuff that goes on in there. And like, it's the same. It's weird how it's the same thing again, how it's set in the 60s, being made in the 80s. And I thought, if this was the same, I mean, this would have been, like, if we made this film now, it would be set in 2008. And that would be exactly the same as everything is now. Yeah.
It would just be the technology would be slightly different. It would be like on the iPhone 3, I think, at that point. That'd pretty much be the only change. Like, yeah, you are right. Whereas you think 80s to 60s is a world of difference.
Yeah. It's the permanent 90s effect again. But it is. Everyone's all dressed like Rich Hobbs. It's amazing. the cardigans and the jeans and the shoes and everything. And then you've got the one kid, the kid who just jumps in, who's way too young for any of it, and it doesn't matter. And the story beats of it all, where you got the damsel in distress as well, being a kind of a lot older, but not really. Housewife who's bored and just, I'm going to go with these kids. Really?
That's a very strange choice for a human being to have made. When you think about it in real terms, it's kind of baffling. I wonder how old Shelley Long was at this point in her career.
She was 31. I looked this up the other day.
Okay.
Yeah,
so she was 31.
Was 19.
Yeah, I was going to say he was 19, 20, wasn't he? So, yeah, like she's not so much older that it's... No, she's old enough that it's weird, but like she's not so much older that it should be weird. But I just think that the way they played it was just a bit strange throughout, I think.
Yeah, because when he says to her, and she said, if I was your age, I was like, he might not have been thinking about that. And you've put it out there.
Yeah.
I mean, for context, when I was at uni and I was 19, I conquered a 27-year-old. That was the biggest age gap I ever went with. So, and that didn't seem weird in 2000 when was that? 2003. So it wasn't too different, but it was the 80s. It felt very different. And she's obviously played up as being a lot older and more mature in a way than them, with a divorce lawyer and all that.
She's a married woman who's looking for a quickie divorce. As you say, it looks like she's lived a life, and these look like they're barely out of high school. In fact, I don't even know, are they playing high school students in this? I think they may even be, hadn't they?
Yeah, because they're in high school at the start, and I presume this is spring break, just without saying it. Mm-hmm. Because did spring break exist before then? In the 60s, it feels sure. Like a later thing. But like the little touches, like where the other one, and she's using the toilets because the women's is out of order, and he pisses on his shoes, which then put the shoes on the wing mirror, which then lets them go sailing through customs because he can smell of piss. It's genius, absolute genius.
It is much more clever than I think I would give it credit for, because I don't think it was funny enough. Yeah. Like I think when you think of raunchy sex comedies, the kind of ones that we grew up with would have been like American Pie and the likes would have been the ones that really hit, ourselves at that particular age. And even when you do look back to more of the 80s fare, your Porkies and stuff, it was a little bit cheekier, and this just didn't really do it. And I don't know what it was. There was like stretches of this film where I felt a little bit bored, to be perfectly honest. There wasn't enough action going on for a film. I think it was 100 minutes long, ultimately. And it felt every fucking second of it. It was just too much. I don't know what they were hoping to achieve, and I don't really feel like they achieved anything, ultimately.
Yeah, and obviously we've got the Carry On films as well as a backup, and the other ones as well, the Confessions of, with hopefully one day friend of the pod, Robin Asquith, hopefully. But like I remember I watched them as my mate Robin his dad had all the Confessions film on VHS. So when we knew that he was out, we'd go around Robin's house and watch the Confessions films after school. And so we were like 12, 13, 14 watching them. And they're bawdy sex comedies, that's what they are. And they're all funnier than this. Yeah.
And like, I think when you actually say we've had Porky's from 81, American Graffiti would have been something similar that was in the 70s by your man George Lucas. Fast Times at Ridgemont High is coming up. It may have even been before this, I'm not entirely sure. I know it was 82, but I don't know where it falls on the calendar. So look, there are much better films that sort of look around male friendships and exploring masculinity and coming of age and sexual awakenings and all of those kind of things. It's just a bit shit, if I'm perfectly honest. It's no National Lampoon's Animal House. And I feel like I think it kind of wants to be something more. It either wants to be dramatic or it wants to be comedic, and ultimately it ends up doing neither of those things.
Yeah, it feels like junior SNL, if that was even a thing.
I know what you mean. And I think at this point we would have had the Brat Pack would have been starting to get their claws into Hollywood and starting to make moves. And none of these people feel like they are going to be out partying with Rob Lowe and the likes. They just sort of exist in their own world. It feels like a cheap imitation of the type of films that those lot are doing at this point.
Yeah.
And I know that's why Cruise is sort of seen as being Brat Pack adjacent rather than a Brat Pack member, because if this is the only film that he does that is similar to them, ultimately it's nowhere near it.
No.
Obviously, Jackie Earle Haley's in it, who is... Like, he was in Bad News Bears before this, so like he had a little bit of fame, but I don't think he ever really took off. And I think throughout the 80s and 90s, he didn't really do a fat lot. Like, not in the way that someone like, obviously, Cruise's filmography just went from strength to strength. He felt like he just sort of existed until 2009's Watchmen, I feel like, was his big return, almost. Which is a film that actually... I don't hate that film, even though I'm not a particularly big fan of Snyder. That film's all right.
Final Cut is.
Is that the one where they put back in the Tales of the Black Freighter?
Everything's in that one. It's only 4 hours long.
I mean, I don't actually hate the theatrical cut, although I do find the sex scene is the most cringeworthy thing I've ever seen. When they're like having sex while still dressed in their superhero get-up to Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah. I'm like, could you be any more on the nose with what you're doing here? It's a bit ridiculous. But it's not
like
a terrible film.
So the body condoms in Naked Gun.
It really is that on the nose, though, isn't it? It's ridiculous. Silly nonsense. The Cruise of it all then, Stu, does he run? I don't think I clocked him running in this. He feels very straight-laced and he's always walking with a straight back, like he's not particularly athletic.
Yeah,
in this.
There's a lot of running in this as well. There's chasing and stuff, but I don't think he does.
No. People run around him, but he's the straight-laced one. Does he take his shirt off? I think he did, didn't he? Didn't we get the scene towards the beginning where they were... in gym class or whatever. So we do see him shirtless. Does he wear sunglasses? Didn't clock any. Certainly no aviators anyway. There's a few fights, but I didn't get any explosions either.
No explosions.
No.
I was just thinking with the car stuff, but no, it was more... No, it's just more chase cam than anything else.
It was. Any of the crews doing cruise things, Stu? Stunts, trips, anything?
There was part of the shop that got destroyed at the start by the truck, but that's not an explosion. Crews doing cruise things.
It feels very uncruisy, even 3 films
in. Anything in it. Like, this could have been anyone.
Like, he's charming, but I don't feel like there's anything inherently Tom Cruise about his performance here. He comes across almost bored, I feel, in parts in this film. I don't know if that's just me projecting because I was a bit bored, but there were times I felt like he felt that this film was beneath him, which it probably was. You
go into the trivia as well, might as well know, but it says on IMDb that this was the film, and the reaction to this film was why he started picking his roles more carefully afterwards. And you can tell.
Makes sense. Does make sense, especially because we know that I think Outsiders, which is the next film we need to watch, even though we've seen it, I think Outsiders was filmed before this was released. So obviously he'd worked with Francis Ford Coppola. We saw him in Taps, where by all accounts he was kind of obsessed with it and he really got into the depths in it. And obviously the first film was just 45 seconds, so I don't think that really counts. But he's getting lessons on what he wants to do as an actor. And from what I can tell, apparently he did this as a favour to Jackie Earle Haley, according to an interview in Playboy magazine, is what I've read. I don't know how true it is and I can't seem to substantiate it, but this felt like it was more a case of it was a paid job. I needed to get more minutes on a screen. And it just, it was basically, I'm an actor. I need to be employed, and that's why he did it. So yeah, from this point on, we then get stuff like Risky Business, which is a better sex comedy than this is. We get those kind of films start coming in, which is very much more where I think we'll see Cruise doing Cruise things.
Yeah, 100%.
The big three award count, obviously nothing for this film. Like, even for the low bar of teen sex comedies, this was a weak one, I feel. The critical response was mostly negative, but not like outright vitriolic. Janet Maslin from the New York Times said it wasn't without likeable moments, but it's not overloaded with them. Like, she was mildly dismissive, basically. Variety wrote that director Hansen makes a commendable effort with a rather obvious story. Jay Scott from the Globe said it's a good example of a film as a product. Like, no one was calling it the worst film ever, but most people were disinterested, which I think is pretty much where I sit with this one, to be honest, Stu.
Yeah, it was absolutely fine. And it's the kind of thing that you used to see, like, on the usual thing of Channel 5. But if this was on like half 10 on a Friday night on Channel 5, you wouldn't be surprised. Because it's not nowhere near the worst of these. But it's nothing. There's too much nothing happening for it to be any good for me. It was just there, which was a shame, because I thought it was going to be better than this.
Yeah, it did have a bit of promise, but it just didn't deliver on it. The budget was 7 million. The box office was only 1.2, so it is his first flop. Cumulatively, the budgets so far have been up to 30.7 million, and the box office returns have been 69.5. So he's more than 100% more than his cumulative budget so far. So his career is not going badly by any stretch of the imagination. Cage or Cruise?
I mean, Cage would have done better in this role, obviously, because we saw him in the 80s, and obviously in Valley Girl, he could have done this.
He was charming in Valley Girl.
Yeah.
I mean, his character in Valley Girl was punky, whereas obviously this has to be straight laced, so maybe he might have been better suited to Jackie Earle Haley's character. Dave, was it, I think? But yeah, I feel like Cage may have edged it a little bit, because I think he probably would have given it a bit more, whereas, as I said, I don't think Cruise was particularly interested in this one. And
it's Elvis times.
Yeah.
It'd have been all over it.
Yeah, that is very true. Is Cruise the saviour of cinema, or is he just another sinner?
I mean, he's bang average in this. So, going on this, he wouldn't have a massive career, would he? So, for a sinner.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. Like, I think this is a very forgettable film about an unoriginal topic that we've seen done a million times and done better. And this was a very one-note performance from him. It was the most I just need a job that he's done. Like, not just even in the 3 films that we've seen of his, I think in pretty much all of the films of his. It's understandable for an actor who is so early in his career to have taken something like this. But like, he gets to work with someone like Shelley Long, who is 4 years into her career. She's just about to break out with Cheers. And it just feels like he's just not there. And I'm so glad that he had this experience, because it clearly turned him on to doing stuff that is worthy of his talents. So it's a sinner, but it's a good sinner almost, because I think it gives us better off the back of it.
Mm-hmm.
If you enjoyed Losin It, there's a fucking million films that we could pick from. What do you reckon?
I mean, only because we haven't mentioned it already. The In-Betweeners movie.
Good shout. Love the In-Betweeners. But yeah, I've got like American Pie, Risky Business, Superbad, Bottoms, Blockers, Easy A, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Like, genuinely, this type of film gets made once or twice a year, pretty much, and usually better than this. So I don't think you'd have to look far to find something better. Did you see Blockers?
I don't know what that is.
Okay, so it's one of John Cena's first roles, and it's John Cena. It's not Elizabeth Smart. What's her name? So on the poster of it, it's got a picture of a hen or a chicken, a cock, and it's called Blockers. So I think it's supposed to imply that it's cock blockers, basically. Leslie Mann, that's the one I was trying to think of. And their daughters go to a party, and they're all going to go to, like, have sex, obviously. And Ike Barinholtz, John Cena, and Leslie Mann play the parents who are trying to stop them from having sex. I thought it was going to be a bit shit, and it ended up being a lot more fun than I expected.
Oh, Gary Cole's in this as well.
Two other kids, like Catherine Newton, who was in the terrible fucking Ant-Man movie, Geraldine Viswanathan, who was in the one that we watched last year, Stu, with Queen Flo.
Oh, God.
Thunderbolts. I'd completely blanked on that name.
I thought you were going
like
to go New Avengers. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, same difference. Catherine Newton, who was in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, she was in Detective Pikachu. She's done quite a bit. She was in, was it Abigail that I saw her in as well? That was a good fun film from last year, and Lisa Frankenstein. She's done quite a bit of, like, decent stuff, and this is a good sex comedy from the viewpoint of the parent, so it's a little bit different. I think I would recommend that one just because it's a different look at that particular genre of movie. Right then, so as I said, Stu, next week we need to watch The Outsiders from 1983, which obviously we watched for Nick Cage, but we need to give it a watch with a cruise eye this time. So, in Tulsa, Oklahoma in 1964, why are we still in the 60s? The rivalry between two gangs, the Poor Greasers and the Rich Sox, heats up when one gang member accidentally kills a member of the other. I remember thinking this film was fine, but I didn't love it. It was another one where I feel like it had a lot of promise that didn't quite deliver. So I don't know what to expect watching it back. But at least this time, we're not going to be like trying to find somebody. I do remember Cruise being in this, whereas Cage was... Like, I'm still not convinced Cage was in that film.
No.
I've looked a couple of times at, like, still images to try and find out who he might be. And I'm almost certain he was cut out of that movie, ultimately.
The only place he could be is in the fight scenes where there's loads of them.
Mm. And that's when I've Googled it, that's what people are saying. But no one's ever able to point out who he is in them.
Yeah.
So it's just guesswork, I think, at this point. So, I'm unconvinced. Am I thinking correctly? Was Cage supposed to be playing Cruise's role in that film, actually? Because obviously it's Francis Ford Coppola who is Nick's uncle.
Yeah.
I can't remember who he was supposed to be playing, but he couldn't do it. It's worth a look. We can discuss that next week anyway. Also, next week, Stu, what I thought we would do, obviously we've done Netflix all month, so next week we'll do What's Wrong with Netflix. So it'll be the end-shitification special. Because I think Netflix has done good, but there's a lot of criticisms that I think can be levied at them.
Red Notice is going to get mentioned again, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, obviously. But yeah, like, I've got a few points that I think we can raise, and there's a few questions that... Because end-shitification is real, and I feel like Netflix is probably the embodiment of that as a concept. So, yeah, well, that's next week anyway. So make sure you've got us on whatever podcaster that you listen to us on, and if you could leave us a review, that would be really helpful. But if you can't leave a review, if you can just leave the number of stars that you think we're worth, just anything at all, if you interact with the podcast, it just helps us, and we would really appreciate that. If you need to get in contact, it's at Cage Fighting Pod on all of the socials, and it's cagefightingpod@gmail.com if you've got any emails you want to send our way. For this week, Stu, would you like to say goodbye?
Yeah. I mean, McDonald's didn't get their tagline from me, but I'm Losing It should have been the name of this film. Goodbye.
Have been better, wouldn't it? We need to start doing episodes like where we take down the songs that they put on, because when I think back, like the Champagne and Bullets music, that needs to be in there. Like, there's got to be episodes where we've had songs as good as Losing It.
Yeah.
It might be worth looking back through our history and seeing what springs up. I mean, I still remember the Valley Girl song when they first go to that bar and there's playing that post-punk stuff in that bar together. That stuff was brilliant. Yeah, I think maybe we need to do a music special just on the films. And we need to get a music cast in as well. Probably going to be early March at this point for that one. Need to speak to Matthew about that. It's goodbye from me too, anyway. And remember, be excellent to each other.